Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Kumi's World in the Philippines. Made this video a little earlier than expected because a few bad things happened. As you can see, the house is white. It has been skim coated. Why? Well, the past year or so I didn't skim coat it as soon as the cement plaster went up because I thought it was okay. Well, it's not. The unique thing about this house is that I mentioned before that the sand that we use was river sand, which is lahar or volcanic ash basically, and it does a lot of havoc when it comes to construction. The cement is weak, it's porous, you name it, it's not a good thing. So what's happening is that during the rainfall that they have, well, the water actually seeps through the cement. It runs along the wire, it goes to the other cement, then it spreads out. Well, guess what? Same thing happens on top. But wait a minute. I put some waterproofing membrane up there. Well, the waterproof membrane, it kind of sucks if you have lahar, because it seems like the lahar, you know, mixed with cement, it's kind of chalky. It never gets really hard. So the adhesion of the coating, it doesn't really stick that well. So I would say that's probably an absolute failure, and it's one of those lesson learned. Now there's products out there that they say, oh, they're waterproof, and you know what, I'm gonna call that you know, they do their best, but I guarantee you it's not gonna last you 50 years. So right now, I'll tell you in a minute. So what we did is we skim coat the outside. The stuff that I mentioned before was super canis. It has some water repellent properties, and then, you know, I'm gonna texture it. So that's why I did that, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my last video. So as you can see, I'll walk around. We did the whole exterior of the house. Excuse me, I can't walk that fast. I hurt my knee falling off the ladder here. Not good. If I can get your attention to this, remember I told you about how I'm going to hide the pipes that's going down by putting the M2 panel over it? That's what it looks like. I think it looks quite nice. Please give me a comment if you like it, or you think it's a good idea. Let me walk back here. Now I still have a panel laying back there because laying against the door there, simply because I want the rain not to splash on the door as we're working on it. And I mentioned before that we're going to extend that out later on. Oh, this whole area here is going to be an outdoor bathroom as well, including a shower. So sort of like, you know, when we have a swimming pool here one day, I hope, it's basically a bathroom for the pool. And any guest that comes by, we don't want them to take a number 1 or number 2 in our bathroom. Some of you guys know how that is. We also skim coat the water storage room there. Looks pretty cute. I'll show you the side here. We didn't put cement plaster outside. We just made our own hollow blocks and stack them on top of each other. You're going to see a little bit bumps here because that's the nature of the hollow blocks. It's never exactly rectangular. It's a little bit tapered, so that's why it kind of bulges out on the bottom of the hollow blocks there. Here's the view from the side. This is another area that we covered. If you can kind of take a look how we covered it. Well, I didn't like this upside down T looking thing because it looks like a private member if you have a dirty mind, a little bit dirty mind. So I told him to put another styrofoam here, make it a little bit larger so it looks a little bit different. So like I said, either you have a dirty mind of some genital areas or somebody seems to be flipping you off. So that's a no-no. So I have some guys on top of the roof, and what we're doing is that we are scraping off my waterproofing material from, I believe, Bostik, So what we're doing is that the areas that I know that was seeping through inside, I'm also skim coating it. So the skim coat alone, no, but what it does is it's going to combine with the porous, crappy surface that's associated with lahar. And then temporarily, I did buy a couple of gallons of sort of like a paint thinner. I can't remember what you call it right now, but I'm gonna mix that with silicone, and I'm just gonna brush it right on there or roll it right on. So on top of the Super Kina skim coat, along with my, oh, I know where it is now. It's naphtha mixed with 100% silicone. I'll mix it up. It's gonna be pretty like a soupy or very thin syrup type of consistency, and I'll just paint it over the skim coat. So I know that skim coat and the coating that I put on there is going to be quite waterproof. Now, will I be able to paint over it in the future or put another coat in it? Maybe, maybe not. But I think with the thin layer of the stuff that's on there that I'll put on, the naphtha and the silicone, I think I can still roughen it up to get anything else to stick to it. But right now, I'm sort of in emergency mode, you could say. And like I said, this extra work is not because M2 panel is a flaw, it's actually a great thing, is that if you use the lahar and not natural sand to cover your walls, to cover the ceilings, you are inviting trouble. So please, if you're watching this video and you want to go with M2 panel, do not, I repeat, do not use any river sand that's in the Luzon area. Anything that contains volcanic ash is a bad thing. Okay. I'm a little excited to show you guys some things inside here. Now, we worked on coating the doors with some coating on there that hides the grain, and we varnish. And the next step, we'll put some sanding sealer and our varnish on there. You see it everywhere here. We're also installing our front door, the giant front door, as you can see there. Here, let me back up. The giant door. I'm not sure, I mean, it's a double door. This door is so short. It's basically from my elbow to my fingertips. As you can see, we already stained this. We put a nice coat on here already. We'll sand it down and stain it as well. Okay. So let me turn down this music before I get hit by YouTube copyright. Yes, I'm playing a little bit of Christmas music already. Well, in the Philippines, we like them, right? So check this out. It is so freaking beautiful. Check that out. Isn't that nice, folks? Now this is just stain only. Okay, so it's just beautiful. That's mahogany. Now, is it solid mahogany? Not really. I mean, I'm sure this is a panel inside with a slot, and everything they did is to prevent the door from warping. I think that if you've made a solid mahogany and try to carve it out, in time it's going to warp. But these are just beautiful. Remember, the cost on these are with the door frame and the door is 7,000 pesos. Now, if they finish it, add another 6,000 to 8,000. So it's double the cost basically. Okay, so we did our own color in here. Okay, stain it, sanding sealer, and like I said, varnish. But I really love this. I really love the color. Let me go back to the front door here. Now, as I told you guys before, we didn't want to put, the door is so heavy, we didn't want to put like 5, 6, 7 hinges on each side because it's so heavy. So we opt for something called pivot hinge. So pivot hinge, I'll show you guys. See that? It's sitting on that. Support by this up here. And that's it. It's holding up all this weight. It's also adjustable. So if you guys do this, you actually can cut through the tile and slide this down in there. Epoxy it or whatever it takes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we went ahead and put in the tiles for the front entrance area here already. We have a little threshold there. Going to put that cover over that. And the reason we did this because, you know, in the future, if we have a bad storm where the wind is really blowing, I don't want it to the water to flow underneath the door. So that little 2-inch lip there, I think that was a nice addition, nice idea. Came up by me, of course. Haha. All of my exterior doors has, of course, the electronic unlock here. With this one here, it's just an additional key for backup, you could say. Probably don't need it, but I think it has a nice look to it. I got this from, this is actually from Yale door handle assembly. Now, if you go to like City Hardware or Wilcon in the Philippines, this would set you back about 7,900 to 10,000 pesos, so almost $200. But guess what? If you buy this on Lazada, it set us back for about 4,000 pesos, like 80 bucks for this assembly, as well as the lock. And of course, the internal door handle and switch as well. Now we're running out of time here. We're gonna basically move in about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, under pretty dirty conditions still, but we have to. Our lease is up in our apartment house. I started to do some sanding here. So I told those guys that I want really even walls. I don't want to look at an angle or anything like that and look at bumps. So I told them, make sure that we use this sander. It's like a rotating head, see that? So just cover the edge and do a big sanding, you know, back and forth. And the reason that being because if you sand a small area, you're gonna see the bumps, but if you spread it out, it's gonna smooth it out a lot more. Yes, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, but you know, maybe I'm a little, have a little problem with OCD and I can't stand those bumps on the wall if I can help it. Just mainly because the place that we're renting, I can see all kind of bumps and, you know, while you're watching TV or something, and in, you know, commercial, you'll look at the walls whenever else, and it just bothers me. So that's how it is there. All right. You know what? I'm a little scared to walk up this ladder with an injury. You know what? I don't think I want to show you guys the roof work right now. Maybe perhaps when it's finished. So anyhow, that's a quick update, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in as usual. If you haven't done already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I know it's always labeled as M2, but I'm eventually going to migrate away from building a house, and hopefully can have some real adventures. But right now it's nothing but work for me for the past year. Oh, you can see a little bit of them working a little bit. I'm sure they're hot as hell out there. Just remember, M2, hot outside, cool inside. Take care. I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a walking tour around the property a little bit. This spread that we bought 5 years ago. This place, we found it on Facebook, and I believe it was advertised for like 3.3 million pesos, and we talked them down to 3 million. So during that time, 3 million is roughly 60,000 bucks. So we didn't have the entire amount of cash on hand to buy it outright. So it took us a year and a half to pay it off. I know, I had to consult with my wife. But there was an old, you could say, caretaker's home here, real small, surrounded by some bushes and whatever else. Mango tree there and mango tree in the back that we cut down. So the whole entire place was just utterly untaken care of. Well, it wasn't taken care of that well. So we spent a lot of time, a lot of money to clear it out, cut down the banana tree, cut down a few other trees, and just make it more pleasant to look at. And of course, you know, cut down all the brushes and everything else. So the place was 10,500 square meters, so it's 500 square meter more than a hectare. And well, we end up giving, there's a right-of-way over here, and on the other right-of-way where they were walking and riding their tricycles, there's another strip of land there. We said, you know what, the right-of-way went right down the middle. Well, not right down the middle. We were losing the land on the other side right away, so we decided to give away to the municipality the other side of the right of way, which is about 3 meters all the way back there. So that way we can gain a little bit of property, gain a little bit of road, so we can walk back towards the back without getting our feet wet during the rainy season. So this area here is basically, well, we're trying to make it like a orchid plant garden. But I tell you what, all these weeds and all that, oh gosh, they grow like weeds. Every 2 weeks or so, you're looking at almost knee high of weeds. My wife did a great job in planting some what we call bougainvillea. Sure, somewhat like a vine type of flowering plant. I know we have it in the States, but I don't know what we call it in the States. And of course we need to clear this area up. So the property line ends at this fence over here with our neighbor. We own this dike all the way back and a little bit over the dike as well. I'm gonna try to avoid, well maybe I can. Let's walk there the best I can. I still got a bum knee right now. Stupid me climbing up a ladder, spray washing the house as it was tipping over. Instead of me dropping the sprayer and just jumped straight down, I kind of went down along with the ladder a little bit. So when I landed, my knee kind of buckled to the side. I think it moved out of place. I wouldn't be surprised if I tore a little bit of a ACL. At that time, it wasn't too severe. I mean, I was walking on it. It slid out of place a couple of times. But the next day, oh boy, it was pretty painful. But it's healing up now. I don't want to twist it again. If I twist it, then it's like starting over again. Back to square one in the healing process. So we'll see. So over here, that's our fish pond. And here another fish pond. But this pond is basically worthless. They use that water to water the rice field up there. And basically, in previous years, my fish escaped over there. So they were harvesting the fish, kept over whatever sizes, and all of my red tilapia basically went over there. So this time I got smart. I built a dike. I'm sorry, I built a dam with some triple netting over there. Isn't that? So of course it's the rainy season, so the water is a bit higher than normal, about 4 feet higher. So like I said, we own this strip here as well. You can walk all the way back, and like I said, when we first got it, it was just overgrowth everywhere. Overgrowth, undergrowth, just everything. My wife's little decorative planting here. She'll probably grow some more orchids, as well as growing some plants around here. Show you guys this tree. This tree here is called a Gemelina tree. They use it for some furniture, but the wood is never really straight. It's gonna warp. But I tell you what, it's impossible, not impossible, but really difficult to kill these trees. You can cut it at the root, at the base, it'll grow again. Same as this other tree over here. Oh my gosh. You can cut it down to the roots and then it sprouts up again. I think that tree is called Malangai. You can eat the leaves as well as the seed pods that grows out of it, as long as it's not too old. See all the plants here that my wife grew from cuttings all the way back there. Hopefully when this grows, it's gonna basically grow this high and give us a little bit of privacy. And if they try to climb through it, I think there are some thorns on there as well. But it's growing quite well for a year. And once again, look at all this. All this growth is only about a week and a half or so. Let's take a walk down this way here. We have 13 mango trees. We had 15, but now we have 13. We're not farming to sell the mangoes or anything. It's for personal consumption. Give it to family and friends, and I'm sure they enjoy it quite well. There's only so much mangoes you can eat. Who knows? Might sell it in the future to buy split air conditioning or something. We'll see. I just hate to try to make a living again. You know, I'm retired and I don't want to stress out and trying to make money. They're blowing off the dust and whatever else, peeling off the undercoating up there. My wife, just relaxing as usual. Show you a quick view here. I have quite a few species of life in this fish pond. There was already tilapia here when I first got here, but I was told that tilapia, it didn't taste pretty good. Can you see that, folks? How big those fish are? They're huge. Can you see them? I would say they're about a kilo. They're huge. Anyway, I stocked some red tilapia. The first time I did it was 2,000 pieces. Second time I did it was 5,000 pieces. And I pretty much lost all of them to the neighbor. And I'm gonna throw some feed out there. They're a little skittish. They're not fed every single day, so if they see us, they're gonna run. So they're not flapping in the water as we're feeding them. You know, not by the hundreds at least. But they're huge. No netting allowed, only fishing. There we go. So let's continue our walk back here. I put some 4-inch PVC pipe to drain out to the pond. There's like 3 or 4 places here, because if you don't, there's a little bit, you know, this is a little bit of a deep area, and then it goes up again. So if I didn't do that, it's going to cut out more of the property like it done before. But it's working. Here's a look to the other side of our place. If you look carefully, you can see a little bit of a cement there. That's our dam that we put out there. Not a bad spread at all. So for 3 million pesos for basically a hectare of land, nowadays you can buy 300 square meter for about 250 to 300,000 pesos in a subdivision. The subdivision is usually a former farm, former rice field. There are probably little or no trees around. So if you have the money, especially your well-to-do Filipino family or a foreigner that's married to a Filipino, I would consider buying a nice spread. So that way you get more for your money, I would say. It's peaceful, it's quiet, except for those chickens back there. This is usually dry during the summer, and we get water from that's flowing over there, going through the tunnel over here and into our area. So it's constant work trying to remove this kangkong. But you know, we eat some of it, we give it away. There's always more than enough. I can't cross here right now because of my bum leg, but we have more of a spread up there. That area is a nice little camping gathering place, and over here is a little bit of a former rice terrace that's up there. And we have a mango tree there, acacia tree there, another acacia tree over there. And of course, right behind me, more mango trees. Look, mango trees are great to have, but I tell you what, they are self-pruning. Means that when it gets old, some leaves fall off and you got branches falling over the yard. So it's constant maintenance as well as the leaves. You can see some of the rubbles that we have here. I put it here on purpose because if you remember my old video, I had them take out all the bad tiles and all the dry pack. Well, we threw them here. That way we can control some of the erosion, because once the heavy rain falls, I mean, they're all flowing down, so this is quite a bit of control here. This over here is the right-of-way I was talking about. So that goes all the way from the road all the way to the village back there. So we gave basically this part away, so later on when they build this road, we'll relocate this fence over to here. So they keep 3 meters and we gain back 3 meters. That way I can actually walk back there without climbing over the dike over here a little bit. So I'll gain some of this road like back over there. Let's walk back up here. Maybe you can have a better view here. And the back of our house. Some of you think, oh, this is too big of a property to take care of. Well, yeah, but you know, if you have a decent retirement income or income, having hired help to take care of the property is absolutely precious. You're providing them a job in which they can earn an income and help you keep their property in good shape. Now, of course, it's not in great shape right now because of construction, but it will be manicured a bit better later on. I highly encourage you that if you decide to build, hire people, hire your neighbors, if possible. That way you can give to the community money, basically, Instead of hiring some outside contractor from far away coming in, they bring their own worker. They might hire a couple of local guys, but you know, do some research, do some ask your local barangay if people have certain experience who needs a job. This is a temporary structure that we built here so that we can take our doors out here, so that we can spray it with the lacquer and so on, just in case it rains. As I was telling you guys before, we spent $3 million on this place just to buy the property, and right offhand when we got to here, we had somewhere in the neighborhood of I don't know, maybe 2.5 3 million pesos to start the construction. And then the monthly income that I have, that's what we're using to complete it. So it's been a year. I think we would have completed a little bit earlier, not necessarily because of money, it's also because, you know, the work I wanted to do on there. This up here took a significant amount of time, but the entrance is just wonderful to have instead of walking in from dirt right into the house. So some of you are watching, if you're a foreigner married to a Filipino and you're building over here, you don't have to go out there and, you know, go out and get a 10 million peso loan, 15 million peso loan. I mean, if you're gonna build a big giant house, I understand that, but do you really need it? Probably not. You don't need to be really rich. I think you can build a little bit as you go. Hopefully you have some land that is from your spouse, man or woman, that's been given by family. Then maybe you know, 1.5 to 3 million pesos, you can build a pretty significant house, and then use your monthly income if you're retired to finish it in time. That's what we did. Let me show you the road in front of our house. It's not a main road. Now, some people really love to buy a house along the main road. Then I'm asking myself or others, why? Why would you want to build a house right on the main road where you can hear all these buses, jeepneys, loud ass motorcycle going by? Why? Just maybe 50 meters that way is the main road. I can't hear them coming by. So this is our road. It's probably good enough for one single car. And that's it. Drive down the road, then you gotta turn right 50 meters, then you get the main road. It's quiet as can be. The biggest noise that you're gonna find around here is basically dogs barking, roosters crowing, hens whatever, and obviously you hear some goats there. This is going to be the next big challenge, is building a gate for our entrance. Get a little tired of picking up this tubular pipe, pulling it out of the ground and locking it up every day. This is going to set us back a few dollars. I gotta get the foundation built so that the gate is going to be riding on. It's going to be painful. It's going to be a high security gate? No, because if you really want to, you can hop the fence anytime. I think I'm just going to make it decent looking, and that's about it.